So an elevator pitch is a brief oral statement about you and your work that makes people want to know more. It's the start of a conversation, not a monologue. Um, so you're wanting to use it to engage someone, to say what you do, to make them care, and also to continue talking to them, or to at least have an opening so that you can follow up with them later. So we're going to talk about how to do that. 30 to 45 seconds. This is why an elevator pitch is called an elevator pitch. It's from like the business world where you're going to ride an elevator in a big high-rise building, and you might need to pitch yourself in the time it takes to ride an elevator. But now obviously it's used for a lot of different contexts. So that means about 50 to 75 words is great. I would err on the side of 50 words, but you can't just use your bio, because your bio sounds way too formal to read. To like have memorized and like say in this context is going to sound very strange. So Mary, like you'd say like, I enjoy telling people I once worked as a flutist at Disneyland. I held the job for one summer after, right? Like that doesn't work, okay? So it's going to have to be a different thing that you're writing, not just your bio, because it needs to be conversational. It needs to seem natural. It needs to be concise, compelling, and authentic to who you are, and it needs to sound like conversation. It sounds kind of conniving to plan something and make it sound natural, but it's just the way it is in professional context, because you don't want to waste a shot to present yourself in the best light possible. So you want to probably prepare a general elevator pitch and have it ready, because you never know when you're going to need it. Even if you're just like at the grocery store or something, a situation might come up that you need it. Or maybe you're talking to a family member and they know somebody that, you can talk to or whatever. I think even if you don't have an event in mind, having it ready is a good idea. But if you have specific events that arise that you're going to be attending, that in the future, that then you can maybe practice creating specific elevator pitches for that context. So there's a lot of different contexts that you might do this for. I have listed here a lot of them for different contexts, but imagine the type of person you might meet there, and then imagine how you might present yourself and what you might talk to them about. You want to smile and relax when you're delivering an elevator pitch. Sometimes when you ask people like, oh, practice your elevator pitch, they're like, and they talk to you like very anxiously, and that's like the opposite of what you want an elevator pitch to be, which I know is hard, but you want it to be conversational, you want it to be engaging, and yeah, you're trying to start a relationship with the person you're talking to. So how do you do that? Practice a lot. Practice, practice, practice. And then just a side tip, make sure to have your business card ready. And then also, if you're a visual artist or of any sort, having a folder of photos ready, to where you don't have to like flip through your phone photos and past like selfies or pictures of your dog or whatever. Having a separate folder that you can click on and has like 5 pictures or whatever of your art, because if they ask like, oh, do you have something you could show me, you want to be prepared in that context to show them something. And then follow up with the person that you talk to. Even if you don't have an immediate need, you might just be like, oh, it was so nice meeting you, it's so nice chatting with you, the next day. So there is a too soon to contact them. You don't want to contact them while you're still at the event. That night is fine, but I think ideally during business hours, the next day is a great time to email the person, which you need to make sure you get their information, to email the person and say like, oh, it was really nice meeting you. And then, you can say like, oh, is there a good way to submit my application, or how do you usually find artists that you want to work with, or something like that, if you do want to make it more purposeful.